Africa. My name is Falisa Dembe and welcome to Afternoon Express. We're coming to you at a brand new time slot, 5 p.m. So for everyone who is a dedicated Afternoon Express audience member, thank you so much for joining us. And if you are new to this platform, where have you been? But rather safe than sorry. I mean, we have a whole hour filled with greatness to bring you good music, good motivation, and absolutely nothing but the best in cooking. Now, having the courage to start something is the biggest hurdle in achieving excellence and reaching your goals. So our guests today have achieved milestones in their life by just their sheer willingness to start. We meet entrepreneur and content creator Mpumile Dwaba, who has built an impressive online rapport and a lucrative business. We also unpack the early detection and warning signs of childhood cancer with pediatric oncologist Dr. Anel Fensale. So you can join in on the conversation on our social media platforms and tell us which song is your get up and go song for Motivation Monday. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Now, our first guest is one of the finest music producers in the country. Since we last had him in studio, he has continued to release hits after hits, cementing himself as the king of beats in SA music. It's none other than Prince KB. Now let's have a look at the song that's got the whole nation and all of us in studio singing our Kukulethu. Hey, what a jam indeed. Now, we're so thrilled to have the one and the only Prince KB back on our Afternoon Express loft as he enlightens us on his career and how it's changed since we last had him on the couch. Now, we expect nothing but the best going forward. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you for having me.
Or rather, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a whole year.
Yeah, it's been a year. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Prince KB, this is not about me. This is all about you. The last time we saw each other, hey, it was tough in my life. We were battling it out for Presenter Search on 3, but you made it so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you've ushered me into my presenter world and presenter space. So I feel so privileged to have you on my 1-year mark back on the show. I mean, you've been up to a lot.
Yeah.
You've been busy. What have you been up to?
First of all, thank you so much for having me, man. Like, I appreciate this. I've been up to a lot of music. That's what I want people to focus on. I released my album that went platinum in the first 2 months of release. Thank you so much again for the love and support. I'm dropping something else, but I'm very nervous about it because I'm taking a different direction musically in my life. So yeah.
I mean, I think you should adopt Ludacris's saying. You know when Ludacris said, if you want to go platinum, you should get. Everything you touch doesn't turn to gold, it turns to platinum, double platinum.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you have any space to be nervous because you've proven yourself time and time again.
Yeah, but musically, like when artists in history, like when you change, your perspective of our music, your creative process, like you lose a bit of fans. Sometimes careers die because of that. So I don't know, it's crucial, but at the same time, very risky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it when people take risks. You kind of have to step out of your comfort zone in order to achieve something that you've never achieved before. Do you ever feel pressure, anxiety, kind of like an existential crisis of, do I need to just create these hits? Is this what life is about? Because you've created a name for yourself. You've cemented yourself. Prince KB, the master music producer.
I think what makes it better for me is that I don't go into studio and pressurize myself to make a hit. I just go there and make music. I try my level best not to direct the creative process. It must just flow. You know, the pressure is there, but the fact that I just let it flow makes it better for me. So I'm not really out there to make hits. I just want to make music, you know, yeah.
How does the process work? As soon as you sit in that studio, do you get melodic beats that just come to you very naturally, or do you have to kind of search it, work with the vocalist and kind of collaborate in that way?
I'm a very bad singer, but first of all, I get on the mic and sing the notes, the melodies that I want. I just lay it out in a lot of audios, and I've got like avatars of myself, like in my imagination, like avatars of myself. I speak to myself in studio. I ask this person, what do you think about this, that person, that person, and then we have a, like sort of a debate, you know.
Within one person, within Prince KB.
Yeah, within one person, you know, you have to be objective about your art. You know, you must be careful not to be a yes man all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we have A&R teams where they come listen to music, objective. There's a lot of songs that don't make it into albums that I feel were supposed to be there. Even Google It, I didn't choose that single. Someone else did.
Stop it.
Exactly. So you need a very strong team that is going to make sure that you bring out the best in you.
I am thankful for your team, and I'm thankful for you, because Gugulethu is a song that's got me tapping my toes. It's an earworm. I love it. It gets stuck in my head. And you've just got that gift, I think. You've got that calling. You just know what South Africa wants to hear. But you don't only know what South Africa wants to hear. You've taken it international, baby. And you just come from a UK tour. How was it?
It was incredible. I did like, I think 6 countries, traveling all over Europe. It was my first time in Spain, first time in Scotland. You know, I managed to hook up with a few people, you know, that's gonna, you know, elevate my brand overseas. We're looking to go back again next year. So it was pretty, it was a great life-changing time musically for me, because I got there and I was like, Ish, we're actually not doing enough. You know, so I got back in SA and I compiled an EP called Crossover Music. That's where all the music was done. The music on this upcoming EP was done in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, so in England, and then I traveled to Scotland. I did Spain, like I said, Greece. You know, we did quite a lot of countries where.
How blessed do you feel being able to tick off all these international destinations that people see as holiday, vacay destinations, and you're working, you're earning?
I'm actually on holiday because I love what I do, you know?
That's
so for me, I don't think I'll be on a vacation where there's no music or my laptop, nyana, whatever the case may be.
You're always working, always hustling. What can we expect from this new EP that you're releasing it next month?
In October.
In October.
Yeah, in October. I've got... Oof, I don't wanna.
Spill the tea. We are ready for it.
I've got a couple of songs there that are gonna like. I know a lot of people like to adjust into music. Some people hear a song for the first time and they're like, this is a hit. So this one, I feel like it's different. You guys are gonna try and adjust to it if you don't feel it. And I want people to tell me, you know, it's gonna be a very live EP where people have to comment and tell me what do they think about it.
I think that engagement with your audience is priceless. You have to open yourself up, because these are the people that are buying. These are the people that are listening, whether it's on their cell phones, whether it's in their cars. And we are going to get a little sneak peek and exclusive on Afternoon Express of what is to come from that up-and-coming EP. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
And I love music that grows on you, because music that grows on you is timeless. Music that grows on you does not have an expiry date. And I think that's everything that you've brought to South Africa.
I try very hard.
You don't try, you are doing it. And we've asked you on our social media platforms if you've got any questions for Prince KB, and we've got quite a lot. Prince KB, your first question is from Sichuane, who says, hey, I would love to ask Prince KB this question. How does he manage his time? I mean, as he performs in gigs, doing house errands, or just household chores, and also having me time?
Thank you, Sichuane, for the question. I don't manage time. Like, I just take things as they come, because greater part of my life is the music, so I try not to interfere with that. So if you know there's something important that you do in your life, make time for that, and everything else will just fall into place.
And time management, I think, is so key.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to a gig or coming home from a gig.
Yeah.
And I hear that you spend 2 hours in your car after every gig. What is that? What are you doing in those 2 hours, KP?
First of all, when I come from a gig, my ears are screaming at me because of the monitors. You know, it's very, very loud, and I've got a hearing problem on my left.
Oh, wow.
So I have to sit in the car where it's very quiet, and you know, I don't know, I'm on my phone, just browsing through the internet and looking at what people are saying after the show. Because you know, our fans they tag you all the time after you do the shows. So I go on my timeline, retweet, repost, and do that for literally 2.5 hours, and then I get out of the car and go sleep.
That is so interesting. So you're using that time not only to balance yourself out, but to balance yourself with your fans.
Exactly.
You know, get back on the same page.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't think that's anything to take for granted, and I'm sure the fans love it.
Yeah.
Fans just like Bonginkosi Khasi, who says, "Good afternoon, Afternoon Express." The question I want to ask him being Mr. KB himself, is what encouraged him to be a DJ?
Bonginkosi, it's actually a very funny story. Kenny Kunena was my grade 10 high school teacher, and he used to play music at our... He used to...
How random!
He used to play music at our outings, like, you know, when you have like soccer matches and stuff like that. So he used to come with a sound and play there, and I used to ask him, what is this that you're doing here? And then I fell in love with music at the time, and shout out to Kenny Kunene one time, the Sushi King.
I mean, from Kenuku Kunene, we thank you for a lot. And I guess we have also Prince KB to thank you for. Mona Lisa Ndumi says, hi, any advice if I want to enter the DJ competition that you won, the ones and twos? And she used that hashtag Afternoon Express.
Mona Lisa, first of all, you need to know what you want, because I feel like when you're in a competition, what you deal with the most is your nerves than other competitors. You know, you need to worry about your nerves a lot and what you are delivering. So you need to know what you want. That's it.
Knowing what you want and being very purposeful in everything that you do. Before you leave us on the couch, we have to answer Samantha's question. And Samantha asks, why is it so hard for young women to get into the music industry?
Samantha, what a question.
Samantha.
I don't think it's hard. I feel like it's a case of trying to... I feel like women are more interested in people than things, you know. That's why you find a lot of women doing social working and whatever. So we need to get more women being interested in things. I know even with my girlfriend, she doesn't know. Sometimes she's there a whole week, but she doesn't even know what's going on in the studio. It's a matter of interest. So not a lot of women are interested in such things.
I understand that. That kind of does make sense.
Exactly.
You know? We're more people-orientated, and you guys create the environment for us to deliver. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We have got an exclusive lined up on Afternoon Express at the end of the show, where Prince KB will be debuting his latest, newest, freshest track. So you definitely do not want to move a muscle. Now, after the break, we meet Mpumi Letwaba, who is affectionately known as Mrs. Mom. See you after the break. Welcome back to Afternoon Express and happy Monday. Now, inspiring entrepreneur and content creator Mpumile Dwaba has maintained a level head whilst building an impressive career. Last year, she was announced in the coveted Forbes 30 Under 40 list of aspirational businesswomen. And today, we get to pick her brain on how she has reached this key milestone in her life. Now, feel free to ask Mpumi whatever question you might have by connecting with us online. But remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Welcome to the loft, Mpumi.
Thank you so much.
Mpumi, hashtag Mrs. Mom.
Mrs. Mom, yeah.
You seem like everything you do it with such passion, with such purpose and drive.
Yeah.
And same can be said for your career. You started off in a completely different path,
yeah,
doing accounting, financial work, but there was a specific pivotal moment where it all turned around for you in a finance exam. For our viewers at home who don't know the story, what happened?
Sure. So I was really prepared for that exam. I spent the entire, it was a test, I spent the entire weekend studying, and then I went to write, and then they give you like 10 minutes reading time. During the reading time, people are like focused, they are reading, like people are there, and I'm just like daydreaming about one day this is how my life's gonna turn out, about being an entrepreneur, and I keep trying to snap myself out of it, but I couldn't. And then eventually 10 minutes was over, I hadn't read anything. They say you can start, and I kept trying, and then something in me just said, that's it. And I raised my hand. You're not allowed to leave an exam room before 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
I raised my hand. I said, ma'am, I'm not feeling well. Can I please leave? And she said, are you sure? And I said, yeah. And that day, I knew that was it for me.
So you literally dropped the mic on the books. You ended it all. How did your parents feel? I can imagine mom and dad were at home saying, we've paid these school fees.
Yeah.
You're halfway through this degree.
Yeah.
What now?
My gran thought I was demon-possessed.
Granny.
She was like, the devil is at work here. But I think my parents, my mom kind of knew, but obviously they're parents, so they have to react accordingly. They were quite upset. My dad cut me off financially, but there was still love. There was still love, but I had to know that actually there's consequences to certain to decisions. Yeah.
How did you handle that? I mean, imagine a father whose role in a lot of households is to provide and to give, but here he is standing up for himself and saying, hey, if you want to be an adult, be an adult.
Yeah. I thought he hated me, but now when I look back, I'm grateful because I think if he carried on just giving me money, I would have gotten very comfortable. So I really thought he hated me, but eventually I realized that actually I made my bed. I should lie in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, well, we're so grateful that you did decide to, you know, pull up your socks and dedicate and push and commit to the decision that you made. But everything comes with a trial and error, you know. You started your first business, a cleaning company.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Terrible, let me tell you. The only reason I started with a cleaning company is because I knew that I needed to do something to get capital for my business, my beauty business. But then my mom was reading some list, and it was talking about 5 businesses that you don't need capital to start. And that's how I started the cleaning company. And then by December, I had all these houses lined up to go and clean, and then all the people who worked for me quit. So I was literally on the floor scrubbing people's floors, and that's when I decided, actually, this is not my calling. This
and girl, you know that December cleaning is unlike any other cleaning, honey.
Exactly, can you imagine? So that was then, I was just like, okay, enough.
Okay, but you had to say enough. But I'm sure you learned a lot from that cleaning company.
I did.
I mean, what are some of the key components that you now use in your nail business that you can say, I attributed to that learning experience?
Passion. You can't start a business if you're not passionate about it, because what happens if people leave the next day? Number one, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. Number two, you need to know exactly what you're working with. Like the reason why I went and studied nail business, not because I'm necessarily creative, but I have to know what's happening in every area of my business. Should someone decide I'm walking out today, I can say, good shot, let me take over and continue. And also a whole lot of persistence. People can be quite tough, especially as a young black woman. Yes. There's a lot of undermining, but I need to know first, who am I, so that when people come approach me as if I'm this other girl, I know exactly who I am. Yeah.
And you can stand firm in that.
I can stand firm in that.
And say, this I can't, and let someone else do it.
Exactly.
You're affectionately known as Mrs. Mom.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 parts in that title. First, you're a Mrs.
Yeah.
You're somebody's wife.
Yeah.
And someone is your husband, and then you're a mother.
Yeah.
starting off the business, I mean, we had Brendan. Shout out to you, Bree. he was on the show like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he seems so encouraging of you. And this is seen in the early stages of you building this business.
Yeah.
How did he help you achieve your dreams and kind of show you that I can do this?
A lot. He's one person, I think he believed in me in the beginning more than I believed in myself. I think he brought out a lot of self-confidence in me. You know, that person who sees like this person you can never imagine. That's just how he was to me. And when we got married in the beginning of the year, he said, okay, cool, we're here now, we're married, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to go to nail school. And we literally took loans and we took all the money we had and he put me through school. And when I started my business, I was doing house calls. So I'd leave the house at like 7, 6 in the morning, come back at 9 p.m. And in that year, he didn't expect me to be cooking and doing all these things, but he was very graceful and understanding that, hey, I'm actually building a brand and that requires a few sacrifices.
Wow. And that is so unique to see because a lot of the time you have the women at home holding it down, taking care of all the domestic chores and work and letting the husband kind of, you know, go earn the keep. But here it's the other way around. Did that play in the dynamic of your relationship anyway?
Not necessarily. I think from the time we got married, we already broke so many rules and boundaries. So we defined our own relationship that, hey, it doesn't have to be traditional the way things have always been done. If this is what's working for us now, then this is what it is. Things might change later, we adjust to the changes, but if this is the situation now, this is how we handle it.
Absolutely, and you're handling it so gracefully. At home, everyone wants to know a little tidbit from you, entrepreneurial advice and help. We've got Kheti here who says, hey Mpumi, I'm your biggest fan, and I would like to know, please share some entrepreneurial advice for someone that is venturing into business. I love you so much and keep doing great.
Thank you, love. Love you too. Firstly, I think as I shared earlier, it's very important to make sure that you're passionate about what you're doing, number one. Number two, get skilled. You don't necessarily have to get a 3-year degree, but just do short courses, Google, research. You always need to know what's happening in your industry. And excellence, let excellence be your brand.
Absolutely, and you did that. You were using YouTube to help teach you. So whatever tools you can get from whatever avenues, use it to your benefit.
Exactly.
Beautiful advice there. Mabato Mary Ann has to ask, to Mrs. Mom, what is one of the important business or entrepreneurial advice that you have for young women who want to become entrepreneurs?
I think it goes back to the same thing that I just said, be passionate. And also, it's powerful that we're women. We need to always remember that, but don't let that be like a hurdle. Let your femininity be your stepping stone.
I love that. Thank you so much. Not only are you Mrs. Mom, but you have cemented your name as Mpumi Ledwaba, a strong, independent woman, and we're all taking notes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have you ever longed for a fridge that can actively keep your food fresher for longer? Well, our new LG InstaView refrigerator has the latest technology on the market, which means that the ingredients that we use in our delicious recipes are kept super fresh. Now, the InstaView is equipped with what's called an inverter linear compressor, which simply means it runs in a singular motion. Now, the benefit, you might ask, temperatures only vary 0.5 degree Celsius, meaning that food and beverages are kept optimally cooler and just delicious from the day that they're stored. Now, Chef Aya, you know we only want the freshest and the best in the kitchen, right?
And this is the best fridge for that.
Absolutely. I mean, from the simplest, most easiest thing of knocking twice, a little knock-knock technology, you can see everything that is in your fridge. No need to open and close, which will waste electricity and energy and can compromise the freshness of your food. But not only that, we'll take it a step further in everything you need. Chef I, if you can just open that for me.
I mean, if you want to get the stuff that are already in front, besides, without opening the full door of the fridge, look how beautiful this is.
Simple,
you don't have to dig in.
Easy peasy. And if I want to go into
I'm going to need milk later on for my thing, you know.
Oh yeah, we're making a cream spinach, Chef Aya, so you need some clover milk.
Thank
you grab that. And I want to show you how awesome this fridge is, taking it a step further. you're gonna need
Some spinach.
some spinach as well, fresh,
Thank you.
cold. And for Friday's recipe, we already stocked up. You know, we did our groceries over the weekend, and we've got some amazing fresh strawberries, and these strawberries will be used in Friday's recipe, where we're making a delicious, delicious strawberry cheesecake. And can you hear that little singing? That little singing means it's time to close, to stock, and all the energy and all the freshness in there. Now, the benefits don't just stop there. Thanks to this technology, your LG InstaView uses up to 32% less energy compared to conventional fridges, and which offer even more durability over a 20-year lifespan. Now, it's a lot of time. I'm joking, I'm not going to do that. After the break, we're going to be whipping up all these ingredients to make an absolutely delicious peppered chicken livers with some cream spinach. See you after the break.
Express yourself.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, you don't need to spend a fortune to create a hearty, lovely, warm meal this winter. And we've got just the recipe for you in our peppered ox liver and cream spinach. It's packed filled with that iron punch that you need to get through the week. Simply SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. Remember, SMS cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. If you want to try this at home, follow along with us.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a perfect dinner recipe. I mean, if you're really into your spinach and your liver, I mean, it's very affordable. Livers are like, I mean, this is a fully dinner on like less than 100 Rand.
I love that.
So we're going to be focusing on our irons today. I mean, don't worry that you're seeing the food already cooked, but I'll take you through it.
Okay.
So what we did here, we got our liver from the shop, and then what you do, you soak it in milk for like 24 hours. The idea is to get it nice and soft. So any type of protein that you really, really want to enjoy soft, but most of the times you kind of get it wrong, and you cook it over dry.
Yes.
And it's all, so we're trying to avoid that with our Clover milk. So we soaked it in the fridge, soaked soak in a bowl, put it in the fridge for like a good 24 hours. If you want to, you can soak it for like 3 minutes.
Okay,
So
and
that-
are we able to season it along in that?
No, so now the idea is to first get it nice and soft, you know, and tenderize. And then after that, you take it out, you tap it in like a paper towel, and then you just dip it in flour. So your flour, you must get like a nice, clean flour, salt and pepper. Just put a lot of pepper because you want that pepperiness
Peppery
to
taste.
shine out. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you just pour that in the flour and then in the pan. So it's a beautiful one-pot wonder. So the pan must be nice and hot with oil. So,
Chef Aya, please say that again. It is a one pot.
wonder.
Love that.
I mean, you're saving
Less
a lot.
cleaning up.
Exactly.
I sign up for that one. I
So
love it.
basically what we did, we fried off our liver in the pan, and then after that we didn't clean the pan because we still want all those flavors to be like tenderized to the sauce as well. So you just cut your onion and then you add more butter to it, and then this is our caramelized onion.
Okay.
So now I told you the first step that we did, right? So what you want to do, a lot of people find it hard to make a creamy spinach and also having the mission of making the white sauce. So what we did here, this is 2 tablespoons of soft butter from Clover and then 2 tablespoons of flour. You mix it together and then you just put it in the fridge with a cup, but whenever you need to use it, you just need a scoop of it in your pan.
So no more making this white sauce from scratch, and this is a foolproof plan to get it right every single time.
And then I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons of this and then mix it with my milk.
Nice.
So I'm sure you will be able to do this. I mean, a lot of people struggle a lot with making a white sauce.
I can't. Every single time I have to go to Chef Google and ask Chef Google, remind me again. This is a simple, easy way to get it right.
And then I'm just going to pour this gradually. Because you must also
Beautiful.
understand, you don't want to add a lot of milk in here, as our spinach also contains of a lot of liquid. So when you
Okay.
cook spinach as well, you kind of release a lot of water to it. So you don't want that runny white sauce for your spinach. you know.
Absolutely. So as we're letting this come together and thicken, if you want to try this at home, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650.
Of in our
Beautiful.
garlic
Smells so good.
and our green chili.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the pepperness mustn't only come from the pepper, it can only come from the chicken as well. I mean, from the garlic
From
and
the
chili.
garlic.
And
Beautiful.
then this is what we do now. We add all our spinach in there. Look, I love to keep some on the side because for me, there's this thing about spinach, especially Swiss chard spinach. You grew up eating Swiss chard spinach all the time, and I
Yes.
feel like it's not celebrated as much as it should be. And for me, I just love to have a bite of raw spinach in my food. So I'm going to use that as a
Okay, I'll garnish
bed
it.
or a garnish, because you know the bite of a green fresh spinach, it kind of reminds me of Wintertown back home in Eastern Cape. So you kind
So
of bite into
lovely.
it and it's all earthy.
So earthy, so lovely.
Yeah.
But the thing about spinach is that the more the better, because spinach does wilt down.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
it kind of seems like you have less than what you started off
Exactly.
with. So the more the better.
And then some salt and pepper to kind of enhance all the flavors and give us
Beautiful.
beautiful flavors in there.
Okay, so as this is coming together, now we are creating the final product
The
and
salsa.
adding some salsa, some relish.
So this is kind of to bring the plate back to life with all those fresh ingredients. So what we have here, we took some fresh tomatoes, we diced them very nice, as you can see.
Very nice.
And then we're just going to use a touch of chili, because you know we still want you to balance all the flavors together. Oh,
Okay.
remember you love your chilies
I
more
love
than
my
do.
chilies. Okay, we added our chili.
And then it's just a touch of salt and pepper.
Okay,
And then
stunning.
some brown sugar, because you know how acidic the tomatoes can be at
Yes,
times.
so this
And
will
you just
cut
wanna-
through that acidity.
You just want to balance all the flavors, and the secret ingredient now is going to be our red wine vinegar.
Nice.
So this has a beautiful natural flavor to it. That's also going to merge up nicely with our dish. Mix that up
Beautiful.
together, and yeah.
Okay, so whilst we're adding the finishing touches and
You
piecing
finish
this
all that?
together, if you would love to try this at home, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. But if you need to see how this is made one more time, here's a quick recap. Whilst we're doing the recap, let's get Prince KB's opinion on the food. Prince KB, sondela.
Made with love by Clover. Clover Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
As they say, the proof is in the pudding, and we're about to put our finished product to the test. Chef Aya, as you're about to plate what we've just cooked up, we've had something that we prepared a little earlier for you, Prince KB. Siyabona ukuthi uyajima.
Yeah,
You need something, you know, that iron.
Yeah, and this looks healthy as well.
It looks good, right?
Yeah, it
As
looks
in from
great.
the spinach to the livers themselves,
Yeah.
it's like iron to iron, and the milk that we used is also, has iron.
Beautiful.
So the pressure is on my side.
Pressure's on. Let us see, taste test. Let us know how you feel about this incredible meal.
Let me taste this quickly.
the livers look succulent.
Yeah.
Is it Prince KB approved? That is the question. Thumb up, thumb down.
Nice.
That, I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
Nice.
I guess we've got a Prince KB approved dish here in our peppered ox livers and cream spinach. You definitely want to try this at home. After the break, we're giving you music, but also we're tackling a very, very serious subject, which is cancer in childhood with Dr. Anal. See you after the break.
What's up, guys? This is Ndando Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
Introducing the official judging panel for the highly anticipated new reality series, The Next Brand Ambassador, starting 15th August.
I will be looking for hunger, passion, creativity.
Personality, personality, personality. Being unique is your edge.
It's so much better to win being yourself than trying to be anything else that you're not.
Live better with The Next Brand Ambassador. Starts 15th of August on SABC3. The stage is yours. Proudly brought to you by Capitec.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, although childhood cancer is relatively rare, the incidence rate has been increasing. According to a 2014 report by the American Cancer Society, it is now estimated that 1 in 408 children worldwide will be diagnosed with cancer before the age of 15. Now, we're joined by pediatric oncologist Dr. Enel Fanzale to discuss what parents can look out for and what steps they should follow when they think that their child might be at risk. Connect with us online, and if you have any questions for Dr. Fanzale, and remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Welcome back to the Loft, Doc.
Thank you very much.
So, with discussing such a sensitive subject that is cancer, especially in children, what can parents look out for? What are some of the early detectors and things that are warning signs?
All right, so the early warning signs of childhood cancer is really a list of signs and symptoms that might point to the fact that there may be cancer present. In 85% of childhood cancer cases, one or more of these signs and symptoms will be present. It is important to realize that these signs and symptoms are not specific for cancer, otherwise they might worry too much, about a common fever. But they may also be present in a wide range of other diseases. But it is important to put the focus on childhood cancer and to make people think of it, especially the healthcare professionals and then the parents. So in South Africa, we've got this list is called the St. Silouan Early Warning Signs of Childhood Cancer. And Silouan, spelled S-I-L-U-A-N, was the name of a monk who used to pray for mankind. So that is used as a mnemonic for this list. So we can go through the different signs and symptoms. Yeah, so the first one is S, which stands for seek help for persistent symptoms. So the key word there is persistent. If something doesn't go away, there is a problem and it needs to be addressed and investigated.
What's the time frame, you could say?
It depends on the symptom, really. The second one, I, actually refers to the eye. And a very important sign is there a white spot in the pupil of the eye. So normally if you take a picture, you will see a red reflex that we don't like in photos. But if you see a white reflex, that is very worrisome and needs to be checked, especially in very young babies and children. Also a sudden squint, or the child becoming cross-eyed, or the eyeball itself bulging out, or if the child complains of decreased vision or even sudden vision loss. The L then stands for lumps, which means it's growths or masses or swellings. And that can be anywhere in the body, from the head to the chest, abdomen, arms and legs. And that also includes any enlarged lymph nodes. So commonly we see it in the neck, but it might also be in other areas. And then the U is for anything that's unexplained. So there's a lot of reasons for these symptoms, as I have alluded to before. So that would be fever for more than 2 weeks, for which there is no other cause that is found, or unexplained weight loss, and that is a serious thing in a child to have weight loss, and fatigue, or also pallor, which means just a pale appearance, and then bruising and bleeding is another important symptom to note. A stands for aches or pain anywhere in the body, and children don't really complain of pain. They like to play and be active. So if they complain, you must take it seriously, especially if it's then persistent.
And the last one, the N?
The N is for neurological signs, meaning the brain, central nervous system, and that is headaches for more than a week with or without vomiting, regression of milestones. They could walk and talk before, now they can't, or for maybe enlarging head, especially in the baby, and very important, problem with balance.
Okay. Well, Doctor, as you already said, a lot of these can have overlapping diagnosis. And what are some of the misconceptions that people might have, especially in this early detection?
So I think the most important one is that some people don't realize that children can get cancer. We can diagnose, even babies shortly after birth can be diagnosed with cancer. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that people might think early detection is not really important because they might think that the treatment is not effective.
Yes.
And especially in some African countries, people don't think there is a cure. But the opposite is true. The earlier you diagnose the cancer, the better the outcome.
Absolutely. So if you have found that your child has exhibited some of these traits or some of these early detection warning signs and signals, what should a parent do? What is the next step that they need and the process that they need to go through?
Okay, so after taking a deep breath, they have to take the child to the closest healthcare professional or facility that they would usually go to, and then tell the doctor it's good to list all the symptoms and signs at home and actually take a little list, otherwise you forget things.
Absolutely, that happens, yeah.
Very often.
Very often.
Mention all of it and then say to the doctor, I'm worried that this might be one of the early warning signs of childhood cancer. It also alerts the healthcare professional, you know, of the seriousness or the worry. And then it can be investigated and be seen if it is possible childhood cancer or something else. And then initially, after treatment has been prescribed for some condition, if the child does not improve and there the persistence comes in again, a reassessment must be performed. And we always say we believe the mother. If the mum says the child is not well, you must listen to her. But if the mother has this persistent worry, the child is not getting better, they can even ask for a second opinion, or they can contact their closest pediatric oncology unit, and there's one in every university hospital in the country.
That's really, really crucial and key to learn and know. Now, this is for no shape, way, or form saying that if your child does exhibit some of these symptoms that it's time to worry and they might have cancer.
Definitely.
No, we're not saying that. We're just saying that this is something to be aware of, and this does seem to exhibit itself. It's shown a pattern, and this might be what is happening to your child. But we're not saying that this is what happens and it's time to freak out. No, take a breath, as Dr. Anal said, and definitely go to an expert, and the experts will help.
Definitely, fully agree with that.
Yeah, so we have asked our social media if they've got any questions for you, Dr. Anal. And we've got Mamosa here who says, I would love to know if a child has a lump on their neck, but it's not painful, and could it possibly be cancer? I'm afraid because my mom died of ovarian cancer. Oh, it's very, very sensitive.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you, Mimosa, for that question. Very important. Enlarged lymph nodes in a child is very common, and by far most of them will be benign and not a cancer. So the things to watch out for would be if it is continuously enlarging or growing quite fast, becoming more and more, and if there are also other symptoms like fever and weight loss, then that must be investigated. In South Africa, however, tuberculosis is also a very common diagnosis and a common cause of lumps in the neck.
So definitely get it checked out.
Definitely.
Painful or not painful. We've got Chadwick Dunstan here, who says, or rather asks, what is childhood cancer?
Okay, thank you for that important question. So childhood cancer really means that some of the body cells are misbehaving for some reason, and nobody has really found what that is, a trigger is. They start growing very rapidly, dividing very rapidly, and they don't die like a normal cell would normally do. And because they're proliferating all the time, they form a mass. and by that they cause then problems in the body which cause symptoms.
Thank you so much for that diagnosis and breaking it down, those symptoms. At home, I hope that you definitely feel a lot more clued up and a lot more confident going out of this Mommy Monday. Now we shake off all those Monday blues with award-winning DJ Prince KB after the break.
Hi, my name is KCBia and I pretend to be other people for a living. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. I'm in Aquarius, I love water. I'm excited to be there. I love the ocean, so I'm super stoked. Apparently there's gonna be a lot of bathing costumes and bathing suits and activities and Tropica. I actually stayed in an island for 3 months and that was super dope. So I'm super stoked to be going to another island. What I'm looking for in the perfect partner is someone who compliments me in every sense of the word. I need someone who's level-headed, patient, witty, strong, physical. Are you the one? To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a bottle of Tropica, follow the entry details, upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. Upload it on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hashtag TIOT9. And you could join me in paradise and find smooth fame and fortune.
One, two, 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 one.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we've promised you nothing but an exclusive and something to get you up and get that blood flowing on this Monday. Performing a medley of their incredible songs, we've got Prince KB and Indlo Vugazi performing Gugulethu and their very new, fresh, off of the track, Monasi. Take it away, ladies and gentlemen.
Kuze kuze sese
Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in on YouTube, watching till the very end in our new time slot, 5 to 6 p.m. Good night and God bless.
Impilo yaselokishini